Read the
Yeah,
question one
so
more
he
time,
said,
Ethan.
what is it about Tomac's riding that is hard to emulate? I'm pretty new to riding and I've heard AJ say that before. I'm trying to watch and see what he does different, but I'm not really noticing anything.
Okay, that's a fair
Mm.
question because I do think that there are some subtleties that are things that I wouldn't teach others to do. I think that Tomac is a little bit more of the old school mentality of charge crazy hard into a corner, brake as hard as you can.
Mm.
I think that
Mm-hmm.
even when I say that, most people are like, oh, well, yeah, duh. Isn't that what everybody should be striving for? No, I actually think that that's the one of the main things that people should uh, stray away from and try not to do. We should be
Mm.
trying to get off the brakes a little bit earlier, trying to float through the last part of that straightaway into the corner entry and carry momentum, carry that roll speed. That is an easier thing to do. It's an easier way to ride. That's how Jet rides.
Safer.
Yeah, safer, more consistent, more fun,
Mm.
way more fun. I mean, charging
Mm-hmm.
hard into a corner and just getting on the binders as you're going through the roughest part of the track isn't a fun way to ride. It's exhausting.
Mm.
It'll give you arm pump. It doesn't really flow as well. And Tomac is able to ride in that way and make it look really quite good and also make it
Mm.
work. But I don't think it's an easy way to emulate. And I don't think it's an easy way to teach others how to ride. I said this yesterday at class. I do believe that the technique will come, it will be cyclical in the sense that the reason Jet's technique works so perfectly right now is because we've had a generation or two of riders charging as hard as they can in, braking as hard as they can at the end. So we've gotten to the point where these tracks develop the same way, where it's all rough kind of in one spot. Jet has figured out the secret of going back to Stefan Everts used to ride this way quite a bit.
Yeah.
Of not really ever
exactly.
braking
Yeah,
that
I was
hard at
about to
all,
say
and just
that.
kind of like floating your way through it, right?
Mm.
But if
Mm-hmm.
everybody did start to ride that way, which might happen, then it will be effective again to charge in as hard as you can and brake as hard as you can again, because the tracks won't be rough in the same spots. Does that make sense?
Mm. Yeah,
So I
yeah,
look at
totally.
it in that way, and that's a
Yeah.
big picture way to think of it. But
Mm.
that would be one thing that majorly stands out for Tomac. Another thing that stands out for Tomac is he sits earlier than Jet. I would say, relatively speaking, again, a thing that's a little bit more complex to do. Tomac steers with the rear way more than Jet does. Steering with the rear is an amazing thing to learn, but very difficult to do. Tomac also revs the bike a lot, but I'll be curious to see how that changes when he goes to the KTM. I don't think that he'll do it as much on the KTM. I just think there's something nice about the Yamaha, and it's just nice to listen to. And so it'll make everybody
Yeah, I
be
agree.
a bit more of a rever.
Yeah, I agree.
I also think that Tomac uses the clutch a lot more than the normal person would have to.
Mm.
But I don't know. Anything stand out to you, Al?
Yeah, I think just really to kind of, I agree with a lot of what you said. I think Tomac is the epitome of the guy that's passing the baton, right? So he's the guy that's going from the old school to the new school, and I think he's taken a lot of what the Jets and the Hunters are doing, and he's applying that stuff, but he's also living out that kind of more old school riding style. So I think he's the guy that's passing the baton. He's right on that kind of pinnacle where he's going from old school to new school. Does that make sense? And I think he makes it work. He does make it work.
Oh, wow. Watching clips of him
charging
from
hard.
Motocross of Nations.
Unbelievable.
Sweet.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, crazy cool to watch.
Yeah. Yeah,
Just
so good.
a legendary
So
dude.
good.
But yeah, I mean, if you were to put him side by side with Jet and say which one should you try and ride like, I think even Eli would say, yeah, try to ride like Jet.
Jet. Yeah, for sure.
I would think,
yeah,
right?
100%.
It's easier.
100%.
It's easier. That's it.
Yeah,
It's easier.
yeah, and I think Eli's the type of guy that would probably pick holes in his own riding.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a legend. He's smart. He
Yeah,
has
such a great guy.
adapted
Yeah.
and adopted a lot of newer things. He's riding with the feet on a lot. Yeah, he's certainly not closed-minded to the new wave, but Jet was just, he's way younger, so it's easier for him to come in, and he's had more experience learning in the newer kind of way from a younger age.
That's
He
right.
also learned from a lot of the right people, clearly. because a lot of the things that Jet is now doing are what most people in the sport even still would argue are wrong. And certainly 5 years ago would have argued are wrong, right? If you would have gone to any training facility and most trainers in the US and said, or in the world for that matter, and said, we should all be getting off the brakes earlier and not trying to charge deep into corners, they would be like, oh, you're crazy.
Yeah.
What does that even mean?
Yeah, like what?
Yeah.
And I think the thing for Eli as well, what I would struggle with if I was Eli, is the expectation on him. And I think people expect him to be able to win constantly. And I think from a position of kind of being an outsider looking in, his riding style should look like it should be winning. And that's got to be frustrating.
Yeah, well, especially when you see those clips. You think, how could anybody... How is it possible to go faster than that? Yeah. But that is also, again, a testament to how well riding with flow and momentum and roll speed can work. If you guys enjoyed that podcast clip, you can listen to full episodes on Apple Music and Spotify. And make sure, if you haven't already, join our community inside of the Moto Academy app. Go to themotoacademy.com today. I'll see you guys inside the community.